you're drifting off with WSLP AM, Big Rapids.
The Northwoods Baseball Radio Network presents Sleep Baseball. Tonight, from Kitamori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin, it's the Tomah Tigers hosting the Big Rapids Timbers. Here's your host, Wally McCarthy.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Kitamori Park in beautiful Tomah, Wisconsin. Tonight, we are far afield from our WSLP home base in Big Rapids, Michigan. And due to a series of events, producer Phil and I ended up on the team bus for the long ride under and around Lake Michigan. And I think it's safe to say we have heard a lifetime's worth of Brank Filbert's terrible jokes. In any case, we are well rested thanks to the hospitality of the fine folks at the Tomah Motor Lodge. And it is a perfect night for a ball game. 76 degrees at game time and just a gentle breeze blowing out. A note about Kitamori Park and the Tomah Tigers. The Tomah Tigers were founded by Harry Fukuda in 1965. You may know Mr. Fukuda as the milking magnate of Madison, but back then he was working for a dairy robotics corporation in Tokyo and visited the Wisconsin Dells area to peddle his wares. He fell in love with the region, moved here, and started a ball club. Let's take a gander at tonight's starting lineup for the Big Rapids Timbers. Leading off and playing right field this evening, Randy Chang. Batting second, playing second base, Jesus Ferguson. Shortstop Rio Nunez will bat third. In the cleanup spot, first baseman Keith Castor. Left fielder Brank Filbert will bat fifth. Batting sixth, third baseman Blink Rederson. Catcher Henny Oldman bats seventh. Batting eighth, center fielder Dutch Moon. And batting ninth, right-handed starting pitcher Lefty Thorne. The starting pitcher for the Tomah Tigers this evening is the sensational Hiroki Nomo. He enters tonight's game with a record of 5-1. Nomo is on loan to the Tigers this season, part of Mr. Fukuda's famous randomized exchange program with the Kyoto Cardinals. And the Cardinals get to enjoy watching Wapaka native Dusty Bluth attempt to play baseball. I'd say the Tigers got the better end of the exchange this year. Nomo's battery partner is catcher Clifton Santiago. And defensively for the Tigers, Ernesto Stern is at first. Vaughn Kramer is at second base. Bert Sessions at third base. Sharky Bush is playing shortstop. Prudence Jefferson is in left field. Schmitty Diaz in center. And rounding things out in right field, Bruford Kosinski. And crew chief B.R. Montebianco has signaled that it's time to play ball, and we are underway. And leadoff man Randy Chang will step in to face Hiroki Nomo. And his first pitch of the night swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Another fastball fouled off, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. And that's in there for a called strike for the first out. Nomo doesn't mess around with a lot of off-speed pitches. He's mainly focused on that effortless fastball, and it appears to be in top form this evening. And Jesus Ferguson will step in. The pitch to Ferguson. Fouled off, it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled off again, it's 0-2. The 0-2. And Ferguson fouls off a high fastball, still 0-2. The pitch. And that's a slider in the dirt. It's 1-2. The 1-2. And Ferguson swings and misses, another strikeout for Nomo. 2 outs, nobody on, and that will bring up Rio Nunez. The pitch. A nasty breaking ball swung on and missed. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Another slider swung on and missed. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Fouled off and out of play, and we'll do it again. And the pitch. And Nunez breaks his bat as he grounds one to third. Sessions has it and tosses to first in time for the third out. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Hiroki Nomo. We are scoreless here in Tomah, and we'll be back with the bottom of the first here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
And welcome back to Kitamori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. It's the bottom of the first inning. No score, and Schmitty Diaz will step in to face Lefty Thorne. And here's the pitch. That's outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. That's in there for a strike. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that's hit on the ground to Ferguson. And he scoops it up and shovels to first cleanly to retire Diaz for the first out. And that will bring up Sharky Bush, batting left. Sharky is struggling this season, batting .204. And the pitch. And that's a sinker in there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. That's another sinker. That one low and outside. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that's a changeup outside. It's 2-1. The pitch. And Bush hits that right to Ferguson, who has it and tosses to first for the second out. And that will bring up Prudence Jefferson. The pitch. That's in there for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. And he takes a wild hack at that one. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. That's a changeup that misses up and away. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Very low for a ball. Count even at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. That's a breaking ball low. It's a full count. The payoff pitch. And that's fouled off, and we'll do it again. Here's the pitch. Another one fouled off, still 3-2. And the pitch. That's hit on the ground up the middle. Nunez gets to it and tosses to first in time for the 5-3 putout. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for lefty Thorne. At the end of the first, we are scoreless here in Tomah. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is Giovanni Gasparo. When I was a kid, we did all kinds of crazy things, like to stand on our heads and eat a cracker. Later, some of my friends had turned to their drugs, and all kinds of things happened to them. This has been Giovanni Gasparo with the PSA for WSLP.
And welcome back to Kitamori Park here in beautiful Tomah, Wisconsin. Wally McCarthy reporting. It is a scoreless game so far, and Keith Castor will step in to lead off the second inning for Big Rapids. Nomo's pitch, and he swings and misses. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. That's a fastball outside. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-2. Castor was very late on that blazing fastball from Nomo. The 1-2. Another swing and a miss. A high fastball that time. 1 out, nobody on, and that's the third strikeout for Nomo. And that will bring up Brank Filbert. The pitch. That's low for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, and he skies that one fouling out of play. 1-1. The 1-1, and that's drilled out to left field. Jefferson is after it, and he has it for the second out. And in steps Blink Rederson. The pitch. Just outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. And that's slammed foul down the right field side. It's 1-1. The 1-1, and he takes that one the other way, right through the infield for a base hit. Man on first, 2 outs for catcher Henny Oldman. The pitch. That's up and away for ball 1. The 1-0. And that's a fastball right down Main Street for a called strike. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Just outside for a ball. It's 2-1. The 2-1. And that one's fouled back. It's 2-2. The pitch. He just got a piece of that changeup, fouled off, still 2-2. The 2-2. And he swings and misses for strike 3. That's 4 strikeouts for Nomo, and we are scoreless here in Tomah. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello, this is Ed, Uncle Hat, for Ed Horton's House of Sleep. Ed called me up the other day to help get the word out for his going out for business sale. Seems Ed fell asleep at the wheel there, and the pole barn is stacked to the rafters with mattresses, headboards, lamps, these new gummies they got there behind the counter. They're supposed to help you sleep. I tried one the other day, and I slept like a baby. I woke up every 3 hours. That's an old joke. Actually, I slept for a day and a half, but that's neither here nor there. They don't have essential oils at the moment because of the mishap, but Beatrice is fine. Anyway, come on down to Ed Horton's House of Sleep. You don't need to count your sheep if you go to Ed Horton's House of Sleep.
And welcome back with us at Kitamori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. We are scoreless here as we begin the bottom of the second inning. And Ernesto Stern is due up to face Lefty Thorne. Ernesto appears to be packing on the pounds a bit. He is poured into that uniform. Well, it happens to the best of us now and again. And the pitch. That's low for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Outside for a ball, 2-0. The 2-0 to Stern. And that's in there for a called strike. It's 2-1. The 2-1. And that's up and in for a ball. It's 3-1. The 3-1. Swung on and missed. Full count. And the payoff pitch. And that's high for a ball, and Stern draws a leadoff walk. Man on first, no outs, and that will bring up Bruford Kosinski. The pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. The 0-1. and that's lined the other way into left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit, and Stern is hustling now to third, and he will just beat the throw. That's a no-out single for Kosinski, and Stern will end up on third base. And the Tigers have their first scoring chance of the evening. Runners on first and third, no outs. And Bert Sessions will step into the box. The pitch. That's low for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0. In there for a called strike, 1-1. The 1-1. Outside for a ball, it's 2-1. The 2-1 to Sessions. Fouled back, it's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. And that's bounced foul down the third base line, still 2-2. The pitch. And that's high for a ball, full count. The payoff pitch. And that's a foul tip for strike 3. And Thorne picks up his first strikeout of the evening. 1 out. Runners on first and third for Vaughn Kramer. The pitch to Kramer. Outside for a ball, 1-0. And lefty Thorne tosses over to first to keep Kosinski honest. The 1-0. That one misses up and away, 2-0. The 2-0. And that's popped foul, and that's out of play, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And that's pulled on the ground, right to Ferguson. He snaps to second, Nunez shovels to first, and that's a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning. And at the end of 2, we are still scoreless here in Tomah. We'll be back with the third inning in a moment, here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is Winston T. Winston, President of WSLP. I'd like to talk to you for a moment about our upcoming meat raffle. Link below will be handing out sausages, and the WSLP dancing girls will be performing their charcuterie dance ensemble routine that they've been working on for many days now. Please join us at the WSLP meat raffle.
And welcome back to Tomah, Wisconsin. Wally McCarthy reporting. We are scoreless here at Kitamori Park as we enter the top of the third. and Dutch Moon will step in to face Hiroki Nomo. The pitch to Moon. A fastball in there for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1. And that's fouled off and out of play. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 out, nobody on. And that will bring up the pitcher spot, Lefty Thorne. The pitch. In there for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Fouled back and out of play. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. That's a fastball just off the plate. It's 1-2. The 1-2. And that's low for a ball. It's 2-2. The 2-2. And Thorne takes an ugly hack at that one for strike 3. 2 outs, nobody on for Randy Chang at the top of the Big Rapids order. The pitch to Chang. Outside for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0. In there for a called strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 1-2. The 1-2. And that's a slider in the dirt, 2-2. The 2-2. And that's lined into center field. Schmitty Diaz is after it, and that will bounce off the heel of his glove. Chang is heading for second, and he is in there safely. That's a 2-out double for Randy Chang. And that will bring Jesus Ferguson to the plate. Ferguson a strikeout victim in his last at-bat. The pitch. And he grounds that one right to Sharky Bush, who tosses over to first in time for the 3rd out. Six strikeouts in the first 3 innings for Hiroki Nomo. It's a 0-0 game here in Tomah. And we'll be back with the bottom of the 3rd in a moment, here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Stay up to date with all the shenanigans of the Sleep Baseball universe at sleepbaseball.com. The latest episodes, news from the Quint Cities, and fabulous items from the gift shop. Sign up for Wally's World, our infrequent and mildly entertaining newsletter. Find it all today at sleepbaseball.com.
And welcome back with us to Kitamori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. We are in the bottom of the third, no score, and Hiroki Nomo will step in to face Lefty Thorne. The pitch. That's in there for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. The 0-2. And that's a curveball in there for a called strike 3, 1 away. And that will bring up catcher Clifton Santiago. The pitch to Santiago. And that's in there for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Chopped foul, it's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. And that's popped up into shallow center field. Dutch Moon is under it, and he will make the catch for the second out. And in steps Schmitty Diaz. The pitch. And that's in there for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Chopped foul and out of play, still 0-2. And the pitch. And that's a chopper on the ground. Nunez has it and snaps to first for the third out. And at the end of 3, we are still scoreless here in Tomah. We'll be back with the 4th inning in a moment, here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
$10.3 AV. Specializing in Betamax and multi-regional DVD. The only such service in the Quint City area. $10.3 AV.
And we're back here at Kitamori Park. No score, top of the fourth, and Rio Nunez will step in to bat for Big Rapids. Nunez broke his bat and grounded out to third base his first time up. The pitch. That's on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1. And that's in there for another called strike. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, just outside for a ball. It's 1-2. The 1-2, and he swings and misses at that slider for the first out. That's the 7th strikeout this evening for Hiroki Nomo. And in steps Keith Castor. He was a strikeout victim in his last at-bat. The pitch to Castor. Swung on and missed, strike one. The 0-1. And that's lifted into center field. Diaz is there, and he will make the catch for out number 2. And that will bring up Brank Filbert. The pitch. Fouled off and out of play. It's 0-1. The 0-1. That's a fastball fouled back. It's 0-2. The 0-2. That's high for a ball. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Outside for a ball. Count even at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch, and that's low and in, full count. The payoff pitch, and he swings and misses for strike number 3 for the third out. And that's the 8th strikeout of the evening for Hiroki Nomo. No score after the top half of the fourth, and we'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is Giovanni Gasparo. When I was a kid, we did all kinds of crazy things, like to stand on our heads and eat a cracker. Later, some of my friends turned to their drugs, and all kinds of things happened to them. This has been Giovanni Gasparo with the PSA for WSLP.
And welcome back to Kitamori Park here in Tomah, Wisconsin. Wally McCarthy here, and producer Phil and I are delighted to have you back with us again. It is a perfect night for a ball game still. A scoreless game here as we enter the bottom of the fourth inning. And Sharky Bush is up for the Tomah Tigers to face Lefty Thorne. The pitch. That's in there for a called strike. 0-1. The 0-1. That's low for a ball. 1-1. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Chopped foul, still 1-2. The pitch. Outside for a ball, it's 2-2. The 2-2. And Bush hits a chopper. Nunez is there and shovels to first for a 6-3 putout. 1 away. And that will bring up Prudence Jefferson. He grounded out in the first inning. The pitch. And he hits that one right to Ferguson, who tosses to first in time for the second out. And that will bring up Ernesto Stern. He drew a leadoff walk in the second inning. The pitch. That's outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled back. It's 1-1. The 1-1. And that's low for a ball. It's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And that's poked into center field. Dutch Moon is after it. And he's there and makes the catch for the third out. We are still scoreless here in Tomah after 4 innings. We'll be back with the 5th inning here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Oh, hi. This is Blink Redderson for Ted's Fishing World. Are you looking for a date night idea for you and the missus or a special person in your life? Try Ted's Luring Night Out. Learn to make your own lures that you can use when you go fishing with your catch. Ted's Fishing World If fishing's in your head, trust Ted.
And we're back in Kitamori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. No score as we begin the 5th inning, and Blink Redderson will step in for Big Rapids. Redderson had a single in the 2nd inning. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The 0-2. And he swings and misses on another breaking ball for out number 1. And that's the 9th strikeout for Nomo in this game. And that will bring up Henny Oldman. Oldman was a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning. And a reminder that the 5th inning is brought to you by Ted's Fishing World. If fishing's in your head, trust Ted. Ted's Fishing World, locations in Big Rapids and Kalamazoo. And here's the pitch to Oldman. And that paints the corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. And that's chopped right to Sharky Bush, who has it and tosses to first in time for the 2nd out. And that brings up Dutch Moon. He struck out in the 3rd inning. The pitch. And that's called a strike on the corner. It's 0-1. The 0-1. And that's lifted to right center. Kosinski is there. And he has it for the 3rd out. Still scoreless here in Tomah in the middle of the 5th. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is the Reverend Ira Gay for the Buckstop Inn Community Theater. I hope you'll join me for their production of Our Town. The Buckstop Inn Community Theater. Making things happen.
And welcome back with us here at Kitamori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. We are scoreless here as we begin the bottom of the 5th inning. And Bruford Kosinski will step in for the Tigers to face lefty Thorne. Kosinski has the only hit thus far against Thorne. And the pitch. And that's in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. And that's smacked foul and out of play. It's 0-2. And the pitch. And that's in there for a called strike, and Kaczynski is down on strikes. One away. And here's Bert Sessions. He struck out in the second inning. The pitch. Fouled off and out of play. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. And that's outside for a ball. It's 1-1. The 1-1. That's high for a ball. 2 balls and a strike to Sessions. And the 2-1. Foul and out of play. It's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. And that one got away from Thorne, and that hit Sessions on the back of the leg. He's okay, and he will trot down to first. Runner on first. 1 out. And in steps Vaughn Kramer. The pitch. And Kramer chops that one foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Fouled back. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Low and outside for a ball. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Tapped foul. Still 1-2. And the pitch. That's outside. It's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Pulled foul and out of play, and we'll do it again. The pitch. Sliced foul, still 2-2. And here's the pitch. And that's in the dirt. It's a full count. And the payoff pitch. And that one misses outside for ball 4. 2 on for the Tigers, 1 out. And that will bring up Nomo, who will try to help himself out here. He struck out in the second inning. The pitch. And that's fouled back. It's 0-1. The 0-1. And he slashes that one into left field. That's going to fall in for a hit, and Sessions will come in to score. Kramer will get a stop sign at third. And that's an RBI double for Hiroki Nomo. The Tigers lead 1-0. Runners on second and third. 1 out for Clifton Santiago. And the pitch to Santiago. and he grounds that to third. Rederson has it and throws to first in time for the second out. 2 outs, 2 on for Schmitty Diaz. Diaz has grounded out twice in this contest. And the pitch. And that's high for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. And that's smashed on the ground into right field. Kramer will come in to score, and Nomo right behind him. And that's a 2-run single for Schmitty Diaz. And that will bring up Sharky Bush. Diaz at first with 2 outs. And the pitch. And Bush clobbers that one right up the middle for a base hit. Diaz hustling, and he will end up at third. Runners at first and third with 2 outs. And in steps Prudence Jefferson. The pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. The 0-1. And that one's inside for a ball. It's 1-1. And there's some action in the Big Rapids bullpen. The 1-1. And that's chopped to first base. Castor has it and steps on the bag to end the inning. But the Tigers score 3 in the bottom half of the 5th. And it's 3-0 Tigers. We'll be back with the top of the 6th inning, here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello. You know me. This is Ed, Uncle Hat. The good folks over there at Big Tom's Shoe Repair and Gelato asked me to drop by and say a few words for them about their business. Big Tom's been in shoe repairs since he was knee-high to a locust, and his wife, whose name escapes me, has been in the gelato business for several days now. Why don't you stop by over there to Big Tom's Shoe Repair and Gelato and get your shoes repaired? If you're like me, you've put up quite a few miles in on those shoes, and why don't you get a nice cup of pistachio while you're there? And tell Big Tom that Ed Uncle Hat said hi, and don't kick him. Thanks for listening.
And welcome back with us at Kitamori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. As we begin the top of this 6th inning, Hiroki Nomo takes the mound for Tomah with a 3-0 lead to face pinch hitter Buddy Dwyer, who will bat for Lefty Thorne. And the pitch. Outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. swung on and missed on an inside fastball. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Outside for a ball. It's 2-1. The 2-1. And that's fouled off the right side and out of play, 2-2. The 2-2. Swung on and missed for the first out. And that's now the 10th strikeout of this game for Hiroki Nomo. And that will bring up Randy Chang at the top of the order. Chang's got a strikeout and a double this evening. The pitch. And he fouls that one off. It's 0-1. The 0-1. That's a tapper foul. It's 0-2. The 0-2. And that's low for a ball. It's 1-2. The 1-2. That's a high fastball. Count even at 2-2. And the 2-2. Swung on and missed on that blazing fastball. And that's 11 strikeouts for Hiroki Nomo. 2 outs, nobody on. And that brings up Jesus Ferguson, who has struck out and grounded out. The pitch. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Chopped foul. It's 0-2. The 0-2 to Ferguson. And he swings and misses at a low curveball. And Nomo strikes out the side. And he has now struck out a dozen in this game. At the end of 5.5, it's Tomah 3, Big Rapids nothing. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th, here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hello, this is Ed, Uncle Hat, for Ed Horton's House of Sleep. Ed calls me up the other day to help get the word out for his going out for business sale. Seems Ed fell asleep at the wheel there, and the pole barn is stacked to the rafters with mattresses, headboards, lamps, and these new gummies they got there behind the counter. They're supposed to help you sleep. I tried one the other day, and I slept like a baby. I woke up every 3 hours. That's an old joke. Actually, I slept for a day and a half, but that's neither here nor there. They don't have essential oils at the moment because of the mishap, but Beatrice is fine. Anyway, come on down to Ed Horton's House of Sleep. You don't need to count your sheep if you go to Ed Horton's House of Sleep. Ed Horton.
And welcome back to Kitamori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. Wally McCarthy reporting, along with producer Phil, and we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Tomah leads 3-0. And the new pitcher for the Big Rapids Timbers is right-handed reliever Diego Finnegan. And he'll face Ernesto Stern. Stern walked in the 2nd inning, flied out in the 4th. And here's the pitch. That's a fastball in there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Outside for a ball. It's 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch. Outside again for a ball. It's 2-1. The 2-1. And he swings and misses at a high fastball, 2-2. The 2-2. And he pops that one up, way up. That's in foul territory down the 3rd baseline. Rederson is camped under it, and he makes the catch for the 1st out. And that brings up Bruford Kosinski. He had a base hit in the 2nd inning. The pitch. In there for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. In there again for a called strike. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, and that smacked foul one out of play, still 0-2. And the pitch. That's grounded on the left side. Tough play for Nunez. And he tosses over to first, but that throw is not in time. And that's a 1-out base hit for Kosinski. 1 on, 1 out for Tomah. And in steps Bert Sessions. The pitch. And that dots the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The 0-2. That's high for a ball. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. That's a broken bat fly ball, foul and out of play, still 1-2. The pitch, and that's chopped foul to stay alive, still 1-2. The 1-2. That's up and in. It's 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. And he swings and misses for strike 3 for the second out. 2 outs. Runner on first for Vaughn Kramer. Kramer walked in the 5th inning. And the pitch. Outside for a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. That's in there for a called strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. And that's chopped on the ground slowly past Finnegan. Tough play for Ferguson. Sidearm throw to first is not in time. And that's an infield base hit for Kramer. Runners at first and second for Tomah. 2 outs. And in steps Hiroki Nomo. Nomo helped his own cause in the 5th with an RBI double. The pitch to Nomo. That's fouled back, 0-1. The 0-1. And that's roped into center. Dutch Moon is there, and he makes the catch to end the inning. And at the end of 6 innings, it's the Tigers 3, the Timbers nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Hey kids, this is Blink Rederson. I'm here at Ted's Fishing World, and I just want to say they've got some great deals for people that like to fish or wish they could fish. They have reels, and they have lures, and they have bait. RLB. They call it. You can get the RLB specials 25% off if you mention my name, Blink Rederson. Ted's Fishing World. If fishing's in your head, trust Ted. Ted.
And welcome back to Kitamori Park here in Tomah, Wisconsin. We're in the top of the 7th inning here in Tomah, and the Tigers lead 3-0. And Rio Nunez will step in to bat for Big Rapids. He's got a ground out and a strikeout tonight. And the pitch. Outside for a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. In there for a called strike, 1-1. The 1-1. That's on the outside corner, called a strike, 1-2. The 1-2. And that misses low, it's 2-2. The 2-2. smashed foul and out of play, still 2-2. And the pitch. Fouled off again. Nunez is battling out there. The pitch. And Nunez stays alive, fouling off another one. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for the first out. That's 13 strikeouts for Hiroki Nomo this evening. And Keith Castor steps in. And now it appears that a young lady has taken the field. She is heading for the mound. The grounds crew is giving chase, and now Hiroki Nomo is on the run. Let's take a moment for a station ID while this melee gets sorted out.
You're drifting off with WSLP AM, Big Rapids.
All right. The young lady is being escorted off the field, and producer Phil tells me that that was the famous Wisconsin Dells kissing bandit. She apparently had her eyes on Mr. Nomo, but it was not to be this evening. She might have had better luck catching up with Ernesto Stern. Nomo's got some pretty good wheels on him. Okay, Keith Castor will step back in. The pitch to Castor. Swing and a miss, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. The 0-2. Outside for a ball, it's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Lifted foul down the left side and out of play. Still 1-2. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. That was a slider nearly in the dirt. And that's yet another strikeout for Hiroki Nomo. Two outs, nobody on. And in steps Brank Filbert. Filbert has flied out and struck out this evening. The pitch to Filbert. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Another swing and a miss on that fastball. It's 0-2. The 0-2. That's high for a ball. It's 1-2. The 1-2. And that paints the corner for a called strike 3. And once again, Hiroki Nomo strikes out the side. 15 strikeouts for Nomo this evening, 6 strikeouts in a row. I think it's fair to say Nomo is having a good evening. At the end of 6.5, it's Tomah 3, Big Rapids nothing. We'll be back with more baseball here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
is Sven Svensson with tonight's weather forecast. Tonight's a perfect night for a baseball game and perfect sleepy weather. Don't be afraid if you hear a few boomers in the middle of the night. It's going to be all right. No major storms in the forecast, and everything's looking good. Not too cold and not too warm. This is Sven Svensson, WSLP Chief Meteorologist.
And welcome back with us at Kitamori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. As we enter the bottom of the seventh, Tomah leads 3-0, and Diego Finnegan is back on the mound for Big Rapids to face Clifton Santiago. The pitch to Santiago, and that's flied into right center. Dutch Moon is on the move, and he has it for the first out. And in steps Schmitty Diaz. He had a base hit in the 5th inning. And the pitch. That's in there for a called strike. 0-1. The 0-1. And that stroke to deep left field. Filbert is on the run. And that one's going to bounce off the wall. And that's a 1-out double for Schmitty Diaz. 1 out. Runner on second for Sharky Bush. Sharky had a base hit in the 5th inning. And the pitch. In there for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. That's called a strike. It's 0-2. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Sharky Bush is down on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. 2 outs. Runner on second for Prudence Jefferson. The pitch. That's in there for a called strike. 0-1. The 0-1. Low and inside, it's 1-1. The 1-1. That catches the corner for a called strike. It's 1-2. The 1-2. And that's popped up to shallow center field. And nobody is going to get that one. Diaz is headed for home. And he will score. That's an RBI single for Jefferson, and the Tigers now lead 4-0. 2 outs and a man on first for Ernesto Stern. Stern has walked and flied out twice this evening. The pitch. That's low and outside for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. And he pops that one to deep right field. Randy Chang is on the run, and he will not get there, and that's a base hit for Stern. And the Tigers now have runners at the corners with 2 outs for Bruford Kosinski. Kosinski has 2 hits in the game and a strikeout. The pitch. That's high for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Very high for a ball. It's 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Inside for a ball, and Finnegan falls behind 3-0. The 3-0 pitch. Way outside for ball 4 to load the bases. And Bert Sessions will step in. Sessions was hit by a pitch and struck out twice this evening. The pitch. That misses high. It's 1-0. And Henny Oldman is going to trot out to the mound to see about Finnegan. Let's pause 10 seconds for a station ID here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
You're drifting off with WSLP AM, Big Rapids.
Bases loaded. 2 outs for Bert Sessions. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Swing and a miss at an outside fastball. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Fouled back and out of play, and we'll do it again. The pitch. And that's called strike 3 to end the inning. The Tigers scratch out another run and now lead 4-0. We'll be back with the top of the 8th inning here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
Buck 3, AV. Specializing in Betamax and multi-regional DVD. The only such service in the Quint City area. Buck 3, AV.
And welcome back to Kitamori Park in Tomah, Wisconsin. We are in the top of the 8th inning. Hiroki Nomo is back on the mound for Tomah. Nomo having an incredible night. He struck out 15 batters through 7 innings. And he'll face Blink Rederson to start the 8th. Rederson had a base hit in the 2nd inning and struck out in the 5th. The pitch to Redderson. Outside for a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. And that's dribbled back to Nomo. He's got it and tosses to first for the first out. 1 out. Nobody on for Henny Oldman. And the pitch. Outside for a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. That's golfed into left field. Jefferson is there. He makes the catch for the second out. And Nomo has now retired 15 timbers in a row. And in steps Dutch Moon. Moon has struck out and flied out this evening. And the pitch. Outside for a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed on a fastball up and in. It's 1-1. The 1-1. And that's called a strike. It's 1-2. The 1-2. That's a ground ball chopped to Bush. He's there and shovels to first for the third out. And that's another 1-2-3 inning for Hiroki Noma. Through 7.5, it's the Tomah Tigers 4, the Big Rapids Timbers nothing. We'll be back with the bottom of the 8th, here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is the Reverend Ira Gay for the Buckstop Inn Community Theater. I hope you'll join me for their production of Our Town. The Buckstop Inn Community Theater. Making things happen.
And welcome back in with us here at Kitamori Park in Tomah. As we begin the bottom of the 8th inning, Tomah leads 4-0, helped in large part by Hiroki Nomo's record-breaking performance tonight. It is one for the books. And Vaughn Kramer will step in to face Diego Finnegan. The pitch. That's a curveball in there for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1. Chopped foul, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. And that's hooked into right field. Randy Chang has room, and he makes the catch for the first out. And that brings up the man of the hour, Hiroki Nomo, who gets a nice round of applause. He will apparently stay in the game to pitch the top of the ninth. In addition to striking out 15 batters thus far, he smacked an RBI double in the bottom of the fifth. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Tomah. Low and outside for a ball. It's 1-1. The 1-1. And that's gulped into right field. And that's going to drop in for Nomo's second hit of the night. Man on first, one out for Clifton Santiago, who's done an excellent job catching Nomo this evening. The pitch. Outside for a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0 to Santiago. Chopped foul, it's 1-1. The 1-1. Swung on and missed, it's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. And that's poked into center. Dutch Moon is there, and he makes the catch for the second out. Two outs, one on for the top of the order, Schmitty Diaz. And the pitch. Low for ball one. The 1-0. Low again, it's 2-0. The 2-0. And that one is crushed to deep right field. Still going back. And that's a two-run shot for Schmitty Diaz. Tomah Tigers now lead 6-0. That's the fourth RBI of the night for Schmitty Diaz. And that will bring up Sharky Bush. He had a base hit in the fifth. The pitch. Slapped foul and out of play, 0-1. The 0-1. And Bush takes an awkward swing at that one. It's 0-2. The 0-2. That's in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Low again for a ball. It's 2-2. The 2-2. Fouled back, and we'll do it again. The pitch. And that's called a strike to end the inning. But the Tigers score two more on Schmitty Diaz's two-run homer. At the end of 8, it's Tomah 6, Big Rapids nothing. We'll be back with the top of the ninth in a moment, here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.
This is Giovanni Gasparo. When I was a kid, we did all kinds of crazy things, like stand on our heads and eat a cracker. Later, some of my friends turned to their drugs, and all kinds of things happened to them. This has been Giovanni Gasparo with PSA for WSLP.
And welcome back to Kitamori Park. Hiroki Nomo takes the mound for the Tigers in the top of this ninth inning. He's had a banner night, striking out 15, walking no one, and allowing only 2 hits. And for good measure, he's got a single and an RBI double. Not a bad night for Nomo. And he's going to attempt a complete game shutout here in the ninth and put this one to bed. And Royce Babcock is the pinch hitter for Big Rapids. And the pitch from Nomo. That's in there for a called strike, 0-1. The 0-1. High and outside for a ball, it's 1-1. The 1-1. Rolled fouled on the first base line, it's 1-2. The 1-2. That's a ground ball towards the left side. Bush is there and snaps to first for the first out. And that's a 6-3 putout. And that brings up the top of the Big Rapids order, Randy Chang. He had a double and struck out twice this season. The pitch. Fouled off and out of play, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. That's hit on the ground. Another chance for Sharky Bush, who has it and shovels over to first in time for the second out. And Jesus Ferguson will step in. Big Rapids down to their last out. The pitch. That's a fastball called a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. And Ferguson waves at a slider. It's 0-2. Big Rapids now down to their final strike. The 0-2 pitch. tapped on the ground to first. Stern is there, flips to Nomo running over to cover, and he steps on the bag in time for the final out. And that is a complete game, 2-hit shutout for Hiroki Nomo. And that snaps the Tigers' 3-game losing streak, as the Tigers take this one 6-0. We'll be back with the post-game wrap-up here on the Northwoods Baseball Radio Network.